Hi, my name is Brittany Hargrove, and today I'm going to be discussing Realia and community-based instruction. First, I'm going to explain what Realia is and why it is crucial when working with special needs students. Then I will do the same thing with the community-based instruction. Lastly, I will be tying Realia and community-based instruction together and showing the importance of using them at the same time. What is Realia? Realia is bringing real-life objects or scenarios into the classroom to teach the students basic life skills. This is especially important when working with special ed students. Where can teachers use Realia? Teachers can use Realia inside of the classroom as well as outside of the classroom. An example of inside of the classroom would be when you're teaching your students to count. Sometimes teachers will practice the kids with their fingers, counting with blocks. Now, Realia would be bringing coins into the classroom and teaching the students to count using coins. This is something that they use in the real world, something that they could connect with after they leave school. Or for example, if a student likes fruit, the teacher can bring fruit into the classroom and let that student count the fruit, and that's how they can practice counting numbers. Fruit is something that they could connect with outside in the real world. That's the Realia. Another example, sometimes teachers will use role play to connect Realia and bring it inside of the classroom. For example, the student can be the cashier and the other students can be shopping. The teacher will set up a toy store, put toys throughout the classroom with the prices underneath each toy. The students will then go around with their cash and pick out an item according to how much cash they have. They then will take their toy up to the cash register and buy their item. That's a perfect example of Realia and role play and bringing it inside of the classroom. Now, teachers can also use Realia outside of the classroom. This is when it's really important for special needs students. This is also known as a community-based instruction, or CBI. What is CBI? CBI is a current instructional method for teaching in real-life settings and under the supervision of educators. More simply, it's educators taking the special needs students off campus, oftentimes to a place of business, where they can practice real-life skills. Why take the students on a CBI? Community-based instruction for special needs students is very, very crucial for them learning how to act out in the real world after graduation. It prepares them for adulthood and it prepares them for graduating. It helps them develop age-appropriate skills and how to function outside of the classroom. Now, how does Realia and the CBI tie together? Using Realia while on a CBI is teaching them the real-life skills. An example would be taking the students to a fast food restaurant. Now, physically taking them to the fast food restaurant is the CBI. The Realia while on the CBI is when we exit the vehicle, teaching the kids that they need to look both ways before they cross the street. That is something that comes so naturally to all of us, but when working with special needs students, they don't comprehend that they need to look both ways. It's something that needs to be taught, which is Realia. Now, once we enter the fast food restaurant, Realia is telling the kids that they need to wait in line behind everybody else that is already there. Then, once we're at the cash register, Realia is teaching the kids that they need to make eye contact with the cashier. Then they need to look at the menu and verbally say what they would like to order so the cashier knows what they want. Next, the students will have to use Realia by taking out the correct amount of money to pay the cashier for their food. Then they need to wait for change, if they have any, get a receipt, and then they need to learn to wait for their food. Now, students are so used to the high school life, especially special needs students. They often go to lunch before the general ed students. They're used to going into the cafeteria. They don't have to make eye contact with the cafeteria workers. Their food is already right there ready. They put it in their box and they leave. Now, Realia and a CBI is taking them out of school, out of that cafeteria life, teaching them that they have to wait in line in the real world, teaching them that they have to say what they want. If they want food, they have to order it. Teaching them that they have to pay for food in the real world. Food is not always free, and this is what a CBI teaches the special needs students. Now, some personal experiences that I've had that proves that CBI and Realia really tie together and really work. I currently work in a special needs class as an instructional assistant. We've taken the kids on quite a few CBIs now, and I've got to experience firsthand how Realia is extremely crucial to a special needs student. For example, we took the students to Taco Bell, and as soon as we entered the building, a couple of my students ran to the register and cut in front of a few people that were in line. Now this is where the Realia came in. I had to go over to them and let them know that they have to wait in line. They can't just cut in front of people. Another example is, once we got to the register, one of my students was blankly staring at the cashier. He knew what he wanted to order, but he was too shy to say it out loud. Now at school, he's used to just going into the cafeteria and getting his food and leaving. He does not have to speak. Now the Realia is teaching him that out in the real world, you have to say what you want. People don't know what you want. You have to say it. So I prompted him by pointing at different things on the menu. Now he wanted a taco, so when I pointed to the taco, he nodded yes. I didn't stop there. I continued using Realia. I said, you have to say taco. I prompted him to say taco. Eventually he said the word taco, and the cashier nodded his head and knew that he wanted a taco. And I told the student, see, you said taco. Now the cashier knows that you want a taco. That is me using Realia to teach that student that he has to speak out in the real world and say what he wants. Last example is, I took the students to the 99-cent store and we kept cutting in front of people. Now I took the students aside and I said, when you're walking in front of someone at the store, you have to say, excuse me. From that point on, every time we walked in front of somebody, all of the students kept saying, excuse me. That is a simple form of Realia that is very, very important. Even the simplest form of Realia is important. From the simplest to the most extreme, Realia altogether is extremely important to teach these special needs students real life skills.